Kwame, what's good, brother?
Ain't nothing staying out the way. How you doing?
I'm great, man. Yo, my name Q Butter, bro. I got an institute and I do a lot of stuff in the community. And I wanted to come up there, connect with you, talk about coding and stuff. Right now, I'm teaching my students right now how to make bridges and mechanisms and structures.
Oh, that's what's up.
Oh
man, you doing the work.
We have
that's your YouTube right there.
Yeah, that's my that's my channel, Q Butter.
I'm gonna have to check you out.
A lot of people know me in these YouTube streets. O'Shea, everybody know me in the YouTube streets.
Man,
definitely
would
love to see a way for anybody connect. My institute is only for Black children, though. So anybody that's not out there, if you're not indigenous, Aboriginal, African descent, Pan-African, and Israelite, whatever you are, Nubian is for you, but you got to be Black. That's just what it is. We don't take no government money. Everything we do here is for ourselves. Hopefully this year we're going to our third full-time year, and we're looking at having almost 300 children enrolled around the country. We have students in almost 40 states. We just did our graduation in Atlanta, Georgia. Shout out to my sister XyayX. She's always promoting it. Her children's enrolled in the program. We have several YouTubers. Irene Yvette, Taz, a bunch of people, a bunch of YouTubers is involved in it. I would love to get you involved in it. It's all about us. It's all about building up the community. And I'm talking about we got a crazy program. It's all STEM based. I wrote the curriculum.
And you said you got one here in Atlanta?
We have almost 30 students in Atlanta. I'm trying to build a spot in Atlanta right now. I just went down there. We just did our graduation in Atlanta about 2 weeks ago. Because it's a good spot for most of the students we have, because we have about 13 students in North Carolina, 15 students in South Carolina, 20 maybe or 25 students in the greater Atlanta area, 20 students or 15 students in Florida. So it's an easier point to meet for everybody versus up in New York. New York, we got about 50 students. But this year going forward, we definitely gonna hit up 300. I'm like, shout out to everybody that's been trying to get enrolled. It's a very small organization. It's like, we don't even have any full-time teachers. Everybody who do it, we break it down. The tuition, we have the only program where the parents can set their own price. So whatever's good for the parent is good for us. So if you can afford $50 a month, we suggest $500. But if you can afford $100, $300, whatever's good for your pocket is good for us. You don't got to fill out no crazy form.
That's what's up.
What I mean? It's for you. It is STEM based, so people who do donate, the students need STEM. We buying
How can we donate?
GoFundMe, the XyayX Institute.
Say again.
The XyayX Institute on GoFundMe, the Cash App, XyayX, the movement. And it's all STEM based. My students know how to build circuits, rockets, remote control cars.
When you go to the back, drop it in the chat for us, please, so everybody can see it. Yeah, because man, you're doing something that's big, and that's what it's about. Building it in your community and then taking it nationwide. And then I definitely want to help, and I definitely want to learn. Because
we in one of the most dangerous areas in New York. We in Brownsville, Brooklyn. We on MOP block, Thomas Boylan, St. Mark's. Everybody know what my block is. It's public. My doors is open right now. We got Wish a Nigga Wood security. I mean, we don't worry about none of that. But the community's behind us. Everybody behind us. I don't mess with the police.
Oh, they're asking you to spell the name in the chat, not to cut you off. They're asking you to spell the name in the chat.
XyayX. That's a Black word. So we made that word up. That was made by Black men about 20 years ago. Myself and another Black man. That's our word. It's anagram. So anyhow you see that word, we have a music studio. We in the mix and stuff. I mean, I hate to see you and Hassan do what y'all do. We men, I think it's gonna work itself out eventually. It is what it is. I ain't worried about that. But I want to see greater YouTube connect together. From Brother Sanchez. Look, I teach astronomy, sciences, and I'm cool with Brother Sanchez. He's a flat earther. So I think if we could be able to be cool, I rock with O'Shea from the Manosphere. I rock with a lot of people out there. I don't really wrestle with Tommy Sotomayor. I was involved in the situation when he got punked, when he got slapped in his mouth, but. Shout out to Tommy. Yeah, I was there for that situation, but it is what it is. No, I'm definitely not a flat earther. No, but I'm cool with a flat earther just to show that we got to connect together as much as possible in the audience and push the work that we can do. I teach credit repair, teach financial literacy. I don't charge nobody for credit repair. It's about dropping jewels. That's why I like what you're doing with it. People don't have to agree, and that's just what it is. But if you see somebody trying to use their platform to get out there, take advantage of it. And that's just what it is. So.
Yes, sir.
But when you be talking about coding too, I wanted to drop this out there. There's different categories of coding. So I promote machine coding. So there's about 4 main categories. You got app coding, website coding, and you got machine coding. You know, there's other form. Communication coding is one of the top ones as well. So if you want to, you know, whether it's Bluetooth or whatever it is, you're coding your devices. But machine coding is one of the top forms, and everybody goes to like game coding. And game coding, they keep throwing that for black kids. Machine coding is our ability to use like something called Arduino. Arduino is a big platform right now. These Italians made it in 2002. And you can almost make anything into like device. 1 second, please. When they're done, can you go outside? Yes, I'll take y'all outside. I'm not taking y'all outside. You know I'm not taking y'all outside. Bro, give me a second, all right? They want me to take it to the park. It's too hot right now. But Arduino, I want you to, not to tell you what to promote, but just in the sense of coding, Arduino is the device that's used now where you can turn anything into a machine. Like, I mean, like a machine, an autonomous device. So if you want to make your door lock controlled, if you want to make your phone control your door locks, if you want to make the lights go up and down in your house, you can do all of that with coding. You can make remote control cars, Bluetooth devices, all these different things. And it's not being promoted in our community at all. They keep telling everybody about game coding and not putting our children on this stuff. And it only costs about $25 to get yourself an Arduino unit. You have to learn electricity. I teach electrical. I'm not the best at electrical, so if anybody out there better, we're looking for volunteers. But all the kids in my program know how to know the different types of circuits. They can start recognizing the different components of a circuit. And all these things right now in this generation is coalescing to put us in a very far space. Even from, like, I do airsoft. Airsoft is electrical encoding. Like, everything is involved in these things. And so machine coding is like the forefront of what's going on. And with 3D printing and design and the resources we have capable right now, this is the time to take advantage of it. And I can't promote it enough. Like, I design my curriculum. Like, I don't play with it. I know I got the gold teeth hat to the back, but I live and breathe my institute and the advantages that's being presented now for students who are homeschooled and parents who are trying to get into homeschooling with all of the vaccination issues and all these different things going on. It's like we got to find ways to like meticulously find ways for us to be successful. You know, so that's what I'm about right now. Just connect the dots and building up the people as much as possible.
Man, we definitely appreciate you. And you definitely was different than the last guy who talked about coding, because he was like, I just disagree with you. Don't do it. And I'm like, well, why don't we just add that one to it? You know, what he was saying. He was different. So I appreciate you explaining the different codings that they should shoot for, but it may be some kids that just want to do the other one, but I'll definitely start telling them about that. You said it's Arduino?
Yeah, Arduino. It's like
Arduino.
The game coding is dope. Game coding, like, you want to get into all of it because you're going to be introduced to the syntax. Anybody telling you that, like, the syntax, and regardless if you're doing HTML coding, if you're making a website, if you're doing C++ or Python, the language and syntax is gonna have familiarities. So regardless of however you get your child introduced to it, having them understand that you can input this and you get this out helps them understand functions, helps them understand the algebraic reasoning that goes into input design at any time, however you look at it. So no, you shouldn't shy against anything. I just know that, you know, I'm trying to push though, we have an understanding of the different fields. Like right now, what I'm doing is structural design. When we look at in Haiti, or if we look at in certain parts of the world where we see people who are struggling to build certain structures and they got to go to China or they got to go to Germany to get a bridge made or get a dam made or to have proper housing made or to even take advantage of the materials that you have, you see what I mean? That really is a challenge. And to have this information in our towns and not take advantage of it, you know, this is what I'm about, you know, like not just us, there's many other people out there, Marcus Klein, Baba Amen. So there's mad other educators who are about it, but all of it is connected together now. You see what I mean? Because you got 3D design, and with computer animated design, you can take what you design in structures and print it. Then at the same time with Arduino, a computer, like a 3D machine is just a 3-axis device. You can program that with Arduino. You got dudes that are taking the CD machines out of computers, this old CD rays, and turning that into a 3D printer. They're turning that into etching machines. So all of that involves code. Now you may take that code right there and say, you know what? I want to be able to relate this to Kwame or somebody else so they can be able to get the information in real time. that's a private server website. You see what I mean? That's not a regular website. And so being able to code, like I do RC cars. I'm a big kid, but we got the crazy RC collection. Anybody in New York that's into RCs, we got the crazy collection. The kids build these from scratch. They redesign them. We got a rail car up there.
That's cold.
You see what I mean? Like big program. And normally, if y'all remember back in the days, that was stuff only the Italians and the rich white kids got to have fun with. Like the kids in here break them, rebuild them, put them back together, burn them out, run them through water. And my goal is to get them to be able to code that. Yeah. So when I showed them online, I'm like, look, when like if you download certain apps, you want to be able to use the app on your phone, right? So somebody had to design the app for your phone, be able to connect with the device in there. So there's something called Internet of Things. I don't know if you heard of Internet of Things? Oh yeah, you want to get, so this is connected. So right now they put in sensors in everything. So they put in sensors in cars, they put in sensors in your wheels, they put in sensors in your doors, they put in sensors in your washing machines, they put in sensors in clothes, they got sensors in the barrels of guns, they got sensors in glasses, and the tool to connect all of these devices is the internet. So right now, Dell and other corporations are trying to get as much sensors together to collaborate the information to turn the world into like this one big living cell, but off of coding and the information that's transferred from these devices that have sensors in it. So right now the push is to put sensors in everything. So the connectivity between machine coding and website coding, that's what it is to be able to compete with these Indians now. These Indian kids, these Chinese kids are walking out at 17 years old. They can recognize components. I'm telling black people, if your child cannot recognize components, what a capacitor is, a transistor is, they can't recognize what a 2-stroke engine, 4-stroke engine, they don't know what a differential is, they don't understand trigonometry, calculus, statistics, they're not competing in the world right now. And our community won't be able to compete and will consistently be consumers and people who live in the area where the materials are being harnessed from to make the materials. You know what I mean? When we live in Haiti, all this, we have to be able to refine what's going on these things. And I keep thinking about Haiti because all the stuff, the situation going on in Haiti is in my mind right now. But we got to be able to take care of ourselves. You see what I mean? No matter where we at, and the scientists right now that's sitting in these books that white people don't think we're going to read is readily available for us to be able to teach ourselves. But being able to compete, that's everything. And you know that you was at one point the greatest basketball player at the country for your age. So you know what it's all about to be able to compete. And it doesn't stop. There's just levels to it. You see what I mean? Like you might be this level.
The first step, I see the internet is making these kids fearful. The first step is showing up. A lot of our kids are afraid to fail because they don't see a lot of people around them winning unless they're in the streets. So I was never afraid to fail.